bucks.
20 bucks. You're on the line for 20 bucks. They keep on playing, but nobody's paying. Hi, Jabor. Hi. This is a very special show. I'm Maggie, Mrs. Calabash, and this is a special show, especially for Connie. I'd like to wish Connie a very happy birthday. I hope you've enjoyed yourself, Connie, and I hope you're going to enjoy the show. And welcome to Viv, Tracy, and Janice. So please, guys, I've got a monitor here. I can see comments, so I will welcome any comments, any questions. And if I've got my back to you, Derek's got a flasher, and he can flash me, and I can turn round, and I can see you, and I can answer you, which is nice. And so let's give Connie a special delight. I've got a card just for Connie, and this is a special from Derek to Connie. So it's squeezing by. There's not much room in the kitchen, so come on, Derek. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I could ruin any song.
Happy birthday, dear Connie.
Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday. So let's get started. Today we're going, we've got a Thai dish, and I can't pronounce the Thai. I have a speech impediment. I can't even talk English, let alone. So it's rice with spicy chicken and basil.
Oh, had the wrong shot on. I should come back again.
What?
The song. I had the wrong shot on.
The wrong shot?
Oh no, I did.
Okay, it's on. It's
okay.
It's driving me.
It's fine.
It's driving me crazy.
Everything's great.
And then we're going to do a general so cauliflower to go with it. And as an appetizer, this is something that I like. I can eat this any time of the year. Is a cold Thai salad. And to go with the chicken, it's quite a hot sauce. So eat it with care and serve it with care. And that's a young Thailand hot sauce. And you've got all the recipes. So let's go back. I'm just getting my recipe sorted out. Let's go back to the stove. Let's get started and come back with me. It's nice and warm in here. Come on. There we are. Now I've got some, we're just going to heat this oil up a little bit. There we are. In here, I've already cooked some jasmine rice. So that will keep nice and warm. Now, when you're cooking jasmine rice, just rinse it. Now, the reason why we just rinse the rice is to take away the starch coating so it doesn't go soggy. Now, as with some other rices, you let it soak. You don't with a jasmine rice because it can make it soggy. It needs to be nice and crisp. And there we are. The correct proportions for rice is 2 1/4. To make 2 1/4 cups of rice is what we need for this. Is 1 cup of rice, and that's 1 1/2 cups of water. Now, I've got the oil heated up in here, and I've lost my. Excuse me, I've got both of them over here. I need this. I had both of them over on one table. A chicken breast. Now, I've cut this into bite-sized pieces. 2 reasons. It cooks quicker. And the more let's turn that down a little bit. The more cut slices you have, the more flavour comes out. Wow, it really is cooking well. There we are. Let's just turn this over. And I'm using, because it should be a nice spicy dish, and so today I'm using Thai chilies, which are little chilies, but very, very spicy. Now, you might want to wear rubber gloves. Hi, I can't see. Dale says hi. Hi, Dale. You might want to use some rubber gloves because you split them open and then take out the seeds. The seeds make it really, really, really spicy. My hands are like asbestos, and even my hands were all tingly for about 3 hours afterwards. So wear some gloves, some protection on your hands. So, and I find the easiest way to cut chilies very, very, very finely is to have a pair of scissors, open them up, take out the seeds, slice through the chilies, and then just snip very, very carefully. And I find that the quickest, easiest way for chilies, and you don't get a mouthful of chili.
Why not?
Because it's very hot, it'll burn you. Especially these chilies. So we've got the chilies, and I'm going to add the garlic to that just until the garlic becomes fragrant. We don't want to burn the garlic. Oh, it smells gorgeous. Yes, lovely. I try to put everything in order, and then I know what I'm doing. Now that is nicely flavoured. In here I've got soy sauce, and there's fish sauce combined in there. Now I'm just going to let that come up to heat for a minute. A lot of people are allergic to fish sauce. And with the soy sauce, if anybody's allergic, buy the soy sauce without gluten. And I have a lot of friends that are allergic to the fish sauce. So I've just taken down a few ideas of what you can use instead of fish sauce. The easiest one to use is equal parts of soy sauce and rice vinegar. That is something that you've probably got in the cupboards anyway, especially if you're making something like this. Worcester sauce, or Worcestershire sauce as it's pronounced over here, will give a different flavour, but it is a good substitute. You can get a vegan fish sauce, but again, check, because it might have gluten in it. And somebody...
A vegan fish?
Yeah, vegan fish. And tamari, which is a soya base again. So just check if you've got somebody coming for a meal and you're never quite sure what if they're allergic to anything or not. So we've got all that. So fish sauce, sugar, just a little sugar. You can use sugar or honey, and I went to the honey pot today and it had got all hard in the cupboard. So I'll have to, when I use it, just put it in the microwave. So I'm just using a little sugar today. I'm using less sugar because we've been a diabetic. It depends how sweet. There you are, a little water, a third of a cup of water. There we are. Now, there's the water, the sugar has dissolved, and I'm going to add, I've got red and green peppers, can you see? Sliced. that adds a nice lot of colour. I love peppers. Again, if you're making this dish, just check that they don't have an allergy to peppers. I know I keep talking about allergies, but I put my best friend in hospital, my 60th birthday party. She told, I know she's got a lot of allergies. I went through everything, and she didn't tell me she was allergic to almonds. I did Indian, and the Indian dish was, it was the paste that you make had chili, ginger and almonds in it, and she got it to there, didn't have an EpiPen with her, and spent the night in intensive care. So I've always been very, very, very careful of asking people, do you have any allergies? You know, any food, you know, anything that you don't like, because yeah, it can be just a little bit nasty. So I'm going to let that cook just for a minute or two. And we've got some cornstarch here and some water, which I'm going to make a thickening for the sauce. We'll taste that for seasoning in a minute or two. Let me wash my hands, I'm sticky, so come over here with me. There we are. I'm going to put it's a wok. I haven't got the lid to that, but I can put this lid over it like that. I'm going to transfer this over to there because I don't want it to cook too quickly. I don't want the sauce to evaporate. But just to make sure, that's it. Just to make sure that everything is cooking nicely. Ooh, that looks good. There we are. I'll leave that there. And that is for... Let me put that back over there so I don't get confused. I get confused very easily. So this is the general Tsao, like a Tsao, general Tsao cauliflower. So in here, I've got everything up here. Water, half a cup of water, hoisin sauce, cooking sherry, again some cornstarch, rice vinegar and soy sauce. I've got garlic and green peppers and cauliflower. So let's put all the bits and pieces into here and just whisk. I'm going to turn that off for a minute. I don't want it to get too hot. The hoisin sauce. Now, hoisin sauce is quite sweet. Again, if you don't want it to be quite so sweet, just cut down a little bit on the hoisin sauce. But it does add a lovely flavour to it. Everything goes in there. And for the cornstarch, let's get rid of that. We'll add, I've got messy again. We're going to, can you see, I've got the cornstarch. I'm going to add a drop of this to the cornstarch, like that. Just to what we call let it down. And I always have a little bit extra in a bowl with me, just in case it doesn't thicken to the consistency that I want. So this stops lumps, doing it like that. So let's just whisk this up together. Like that. Lovely. That makes a nice sauce. So now we need just to heat this up again a little, but I don't want it to get too hot because I don't want to burn the cauliflower. I'm turning the chicken down as low as I can. No comments. Come on, guys. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if you like it. Don't be shy. So, the cauliflower. This is about 3/4 of a head of cauliflower. And just cut it into, I don't like the bites to be too small. We want to cook this until, turn it up a little bit, keep working it around. We want to cook it until it's just starting to turn brown. So we can't take our eyes off it, just in case. And I'm going to give that, we're going to have a taste. It might need a little bit of help with some seasoning. Always turn, when you take the pan lid off, always turn it up like that. And then you don't get scalded with the hot steam. Talking from experience, it can happen. I want to taste that sauce. It's a nice sauce, but it needs a little bit of help. This is coming nicely. Let's just turn that down for a minute. This is Mrs. Calabash seasoning, so it's 3 salt to 1 pepper. And I just keep it by the side of the stove. We need to add to the add the pepper. I didn't add the basil leaves, and you're using the full basil leaf. We're not chopping them or anything. And use 3/4 of your basil leaf. I just separated them out so that I know. And that the basil will add a lovely flavour to it. I mean, that's the main part of the dish, and I forgot about it. There we are. That will work. Lovely. Now, if you're watching too, you should have a chopsticks out at this stage. But I just use my little, these are for children, but I've only got little hands and I find that they're just about the right size. So let's just keep turning that around for a minute or two, just until it browns. I don't want to go away and let it burn. Just put it up for a minute, put that over, and I'm going to make the sauce for there. So I've got just a tablespoonful of water, a little like that, and so I'm going to add a drop of the liquid into the cornstarch, and then put that straight back into there. Mop up the mess that I made. There we go. And let's just give it a stir. It needs to thicken. Oh yes, look, we don't want it too thick if it's too thick, then it's not going to, there's not going to be enough juice to go through the rice. So let's just let that cook for a minute or two. And the nice thing is, if anybody's gluten intolerant, they can eat that, because they can eat cornstarch. No comments? Look, it's coming, it's browning. So now we're going to add the green onions and the garlic. I'm going to turn that down for a minute. I'm going to add the sauce to that. And this is where we might just need, let's turn that down. We might just need a little more cornstarch if it's not thick enough. But we can always add a little more. Yes, that's thickening up nicely, look. And we're going to cook that until the cauliflower is just nice and crisp. Doesn't want to be soggy, but just nice and crisp. And actually, I'm going to taste, and I think I might put a few chili peppers over the top. Dried chili pepper. Make sure that you coat all the cauliflower in the sauce. Ooh, oh, the smell is absolutely delicious. Let's have a taste. Turn it down. It's okay. Not quite to the standard that I would like. So bear with me for a minute. I'm going to go back. Here we are. I've got some dried chili peppers. I have a high tolerance of spice. Not everybody has my tolerance, so just be a little bit careful. Don't overdo the spiciness. You can always add some spice at the table, but you can't take it away. Now, I'm going to move that. We're playing dodgem cards. There we are. That's low. This one's going onto here because it's a low burner. If it will light, yes, there we are. I just want that to keep warm. That one's off. That one, I can tell that the chicken is cooked. Lovely. So we'll leave that. I think that's okay. And let's go back to the butcher block. Come on, come back with me. Now, what should we make next? I think we'll make the Thai salad. So I've got some rice noodles here, which I cooked. And they're nicely separated. The secret is to bring the water up to the boil and be careful as you're putting them into the water so that they are separate. And these only took 2 to 3 minutes to cook because they're not very thick. And as soon as they're cooked, take them out, strain them, rinse them in a lot of cold water. That takes all the starch away. If you don't do that, they cling together and you can use them as wallpaper paste. And there's no way, I'm talking from experience, I did it teaching one class. I was doing the prep in the afternoon. The phone went, I answered the phone, Oh, thought, oh good, my noodles are cooked. Didn't actually rinse them. Came to use them in class and boom. Fortunately, we had some more. And so we started from scratch and put a little, I like sesame oil over it. But you could just use a vegetable oil, a sunflower oil, and just make sure that the noodles are coated in oil. And so have a pretty bowl, like that. So I'm going to put the noodles in first. Make sure that the bowl is large enough so that you can mix everything around. I did some carrot sticks. It's colourful, nice and colourful this. If you don't want to do your own carrot sticks, then buy them. Some rinsed bean shoots. Now I've got green peppers, yellow peppers and red peppers. So you see it starts adding up. That's why I say make sure that you have a large enough bowl so you can actually mix everything together. There we are. Cucumber, half an English cucumber. Again, this is something check if people like cucumber. Derek doesn't like cucumber. I know I'm adding it today. One of my best friends doesn't like cucumber, so I tend to serve it on the side. Like that. Let me have a look. Have I got everything in there? Cilantro. You can use parsley or basil. I'm using cilantro today because we've got basil. I didn't want to overdo the basil. And now, look at that. Beautiful. I'm making a mess. What's new? I can hear. Right. So in here, this is the dressing. I've got sesame oil, a little sugar, grated ginger. If you don't have ginger, if you can't get fresh ginger, then use powdered ginger. There we are, some soy sauce. Lime juice. This is rice vinegar. And this is either canola oil, you could use canola oil, vegetable oil or sunflower oil. Don't use olive oil, it's got a different flavour. Just mix all that together. And excuse me, but the chilies have got to me. Excuse me. I do this all the time. The chilies get to me. I just wash my hands. And now we're going to mix all that together. Let's move that over there. So just gently stir everything around so everything is coated. And we've got some sesame seeds that we can put on for garnish. But first of all, we'll just have a taste to see if it needs anything added to it. I'm going to have to do it this way. I don't want to take too much. There we are. If the noodles are seasoned enough, so everything else will be. Oh yes, they are delicious. So we've got a little bowl here, which this is the first course. So it's nice and colourful. It's not too filling because you don't want to fill yourself up too much so you can't eat anything else. Here we are. We've lost a little piece there. A few sesame seeds. We'll put some sesame seeds on here. Again, sesame is one of these things which people can have an allergy to. So I'm putting them on the top here today because we like sesame seeds. But I like to serve this with the sesame seeds at the side. And then people can help themselves. In fact, you could, if you're not quite sure of people's taste, have little dishes and just let them, and a bowl of salad dressing, of the dressing, and just let them help themselves and create their own salad bowl. So that's the first course. Let's make the young Thailand hot sauce. It's quite the mouthful. Have a nice mixing bowl. Again, these are the little Thai chilies. Garlic and sugar. I need my whisk, and have a nice bowl that you're going to serve it in. There's no need to put it in one bowl and mix it in another. That's just making washing up. So we've got 3 tablespoonfuls of lemon juice, a tablespoonful of chopped garlic. Now this needs making really an hour or 2 before you serve, because then all the flavours mingle. Again, fish sauce. Sugar. And these are the chilies. Again, very, very finely chopped. And I've put just 1 or 2 seeds in there because I wanted to give it the extra punch. It is supposed to be a very, very hot sauce. Now, let's again have a taste. It should be fiery enough, but just let's make sure. It will improve with standing. So you could make it even the night before and cover it and let it stand. Oh yes. Even now. It takes a minute to hit and then it goes down all nice and warm. So now let's go back and check to see how our dishes are doing. There's the chicken dish. Nobody's got in touch with me. Come on, guys, do you like it or don't you? Please. Let me just taste this. I'm going to add, yeah, it is nice and, it's nice and spicy, but I'm just going to add a little cayenne pepper you could put in, but I'm just going to add a few chili flakes, but that's me. That tastes really, really nice. Let's, oh, the hot Thailand sauce has just, it's just gone all the way down. It's hit. I want to turn that up. I want to make sure that it's hot. Let's just check. That is so good. The cauliflower is still nice and crunchy, just the way I like it. Let's take this, the rice over. And fluff it up with a fork. Now, when you're cooking the rice, taste the water before you put the rice in. You've salted the water, taste the water, because that, however salty or otherwise you make the water, that's what the rice is going to taste like. So you don't want it too salty, and yet it still needs to have some flavour to it. That is really good. And you can see it's nice and fluffy. Now, how am I going to serve this? Derek doesn't like rice. What should we do? Thinks. Hang on a minute. I don't know if this rice will take it because it's not a sticky rice. Let's have a go. It's my little rice. Look, my little rice. You could use a ramekin for this, but I'm not sure how it's going to work. So let's try this because it's not a sticky rice. This came from Chile. My son lives in Chile. His partner's Chilean, and they're both professors at the university. And on the way, when they came back, they came over, they presented me with this. There. So it looks nice on the plate, actually, if you do this. But if it was left to me, I would serve on a bed of rice with the chicken over the top. But we'll just serve it like that, because as Derek doesn't like the rice.
I'll try it.
Oh my gosh. Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay. Everybody saw that. Is going to try it. So we'll make a little bit of rice in the centre there. After I've very carefully done the moulds. There we are. In the centre, like that. I won't put all the rice in, just in case he doesn't like it. The chicken over the rice, like that. So you see, it's lovely and colourful. Let's get rid of that. And clonk. The rest of the basil goes over. I was having a fit when I went shopping, because the week before I'd looked for basil and couldn't find any fresh basil. And this was nice fresh basil, but I had it in the fridge in the garage, and it turned cold overnight. And so everything was on the verge of freezing in the garage, in the refrigerator. So it's not quite as spruce as it could be. I've got a little cilantro as well. So let's just decorate with a little cilantro. Because remember, you eat with your eyes. So make it look nice and colourful. There we are. Let's move that. A little bit of chicken fell out. And so now we'll dish up the cauliflower. And that is served with just a little, I'm going to put a little, just a little of the hot Thailand sauce over it. Just a little. And the sauce is served on the side with it. There we are. I've got to move your birthday card, Connie. I'm running out of space. So let's just dish up the cauliflower. Where's a spatula? I'm just going to have to go back. I need a spatula to pull that out. Ah, there we are. I want to make sure that all the juice is out. Get rid of that. Just push it towards the edges, and it needs a little bit of colour. So let's see what we've got over here. Ah. Whoa, hang on a minute. Clonk. I couldn't get there fast enough. Look, I got some green onions, just sliced up the side and put them in cold water, and they let them soak, and they come up like little flowers, like that. Oh, that one's I don't know what happened to that one. No, I don't like that one. So a little, I've caught it. Let me just rinse that. A little red peppers, just to add some interest to it. A slice of red pepper. So, like that. Just cut it on the diamond so that it looks pretty and you get some colour. This one wasn't terribly ripe. I like to choose a pepper that's really, really ripe, and then it's got a more intense flavour. There we are. So just a little bit to add some colour. And that is a really nice spicy meal. It's a fusion meal, a little Chinese, a little Thai, and enjoy. So Connie, I hope you've enjoyed the class. I hope that you're going to have a really, really good birthday, and we'll go out with Jabor. 20 bucks. On the line for 20 bucks. Keep on playing. nobody's paying. No thanks and nickels and some dimes. Boom, ba-dum, boom, boom, boom. Bye, guys. Bye. Have a lovely evening, and I'll see you again. Bye, everybody. You can pay the rent on the money that you spent. They can get by on $20. $20.